So you can take all the time you need to arrive to your comfortable position. Maybe you've gotten there already. But if you want to do some stretches, maybe lifting the arms overhead, bending to one side, then the other, opening, closing the fists, just anything at all to shake out anything you don't need right now. And maybe what feels best to you right now is just being still and in that comfortable place. So feeling free to honor that if that's where you're at. And there is no rush whatsoever. You can continue to move throughout this practice in whatever ways your body needs to move, whenever you feel the need to. But if you haven't already and you're ready to do so, you can let yourself come to a nice and still position with the spine straight. And you can mark your arrival into your practice today, into your body today, with a full and intentional cleansing breath. As you take a long and slow inhale in through the nose, letting yourself fill up fully to every corner and edge of you as you just hold that for a moment to really experience that fullness. And then as you need to, slowly letting it go. Exhaling all of that out of you bit by bit. And maybe gently pulling the navel toward the spine at the bottom of your exhale to just push that last bit of stagnant air out of you. And then pause once again to now feel that emptiness. And you can breathe just like that for a few more rounds, for as long as it feels good and helpful. And just by exaggerating the 4 parts of your breath. The inhale, the pause at the top of the inhale, followed by the exhale, and the pause at the bottom of the exhale. And exaggerating in whatever way that looks like to you right now. Maybe just taking a few more sips of air than you might normally, or holding it for just a moment longer than usual. Just consciously slowing down your body, slowing down your breath, slowing down your mind. And allowing yourself to now step into that role of the observer or the witness. Into that frame of mind that maybe it feels like you could be physically stepping back and up in the mind with your awareness coming to the top back part of the mind, into that seat where you feel like you can see and feel, observe what is happening within you and around you without being directly attached to it. You are the one watching the body relax. And just beginning to create more softness consciously within the body. Doing this simply by noticing where there are some areas that you could further soften, further let go. A lot of times we can think we're being relaxed, we can think we are softening and releasing the muscles. But when we look a little closer, you can notice that there might still be some residing holding. And just from that point of awareness is what allows you to further soften, to further find a place of acceptance with yourself and exactly where you are right now. And just bringing some awareness to the part of your body that's making contact with the ground beneath you. And to see if you can let yourself be fully supported by that surface. Not trying to make yourself any lighter or smaller, but letting yourself be big and heavy. Letting yourself take up as much space as you truly do. And as you allow yourself to sit in this relative silence and in this act of not doing, this act of sitting and observing, there might be things that come up. There probably will be things that come up that maybe some feelings or some sensations that feel unpleasant. Maybe you might first label them as being distracting or taking you out of the practice. If the mind is wandering quite a bit to fears or worries, or maybe if there's pain present in the body or in the heart. And remembering or reminding yourself that those labels of something being distracting or not good for this practice or anything else, those are observations. And by noticing that you're having those observations, automatically is what brings you back to this moment. And this practice is not one about constantly feeling bliss. For this practice, it's not required that you are happy, that you are pain-free or in a good place in life. This practice just requires you to show up exactly as you are. With all the tears, maybe, with all the sorrow, with all the heavy parts of your life that you might bring with you. And just reminding yourself that feeling bad or feeling bad things or sad or painful things, it's not a reflection of anything wrong that you've done. You are not being punished. It does not mean that you are a bad person. It just simply means that you are human and you are living a human life, a human experience, and you will move through painful times, through hard things. And you are capable of moving through those painful times and hard things. And just not fighting the flow of emotions that come. Because sometimes that can be the biggest source of our suffering, is feeling like maybe we should be holding it together, or we should be calm, or we should be stoic in the face of adversity or hard times. Or maybe that we should be happy, maybe we should be grateful. Any of those should feelings that most likely we all constantly tell ourselves. I know for sure I do. But when you notice that those thoughts or opinions are popping up, that can just be your reminder to tell yourself from this more kind or empathetic voice within you that whatever you are feeling is exactly what you should be feeling. And the only way to move forward and on to other feelings is to move through the ones we are currently experiencing. So just giving yourself permission to feel upset, or to feel sad, to cry, to scream, to dance, to laugh, to run around, anything at all that your body is calling for. Anything that makes you feel relatively good, or like you are letting things go, or that you are feeling, just simply feeling. And what this can do is just automatically lighten that load, lighten that heaviness that can come from trying to feel different than we currently do. Trusting that even when it doesn't feel like it, you are exactly where you need to be in life, and in your own journey, or else you wouldn't be here. And all the proof you need for that is just the simple fact of your existence in this body, in this time and place. You can just start to bring some attention into your face, all the muscles in your face. I'm just noticing any expression that's resting there, any tension that's still residing there. If you just imagine all the tiny muscles that exist within the face, that create all the expressions that you make every day. And seeing them almost hugging the bones, being supported by the skin. And the next time your body exhales, seeing if you can just allow the muscles of your face to almost lean back into the skin and slightly loosen the grip on the bones. Feeling the sense of release in the jaw and in the chin and nose. And even if it's just for a moment, feeling a sense of trust with your own anatomy. Knowing that it is safe for you to let go. And you do not need to hold anything in any particular position. Just trusting that everything will be held right where it needs to be without any of your direction or any of your doing. And if you bring some attention into your heart, into your chest, you may notice that there's sort of a cave-like shape forming around the heart. Maybe the shoulders are coming forward in this almost protective stance. At least personally, that is my resting posture. So just bring some awareness to your collarbones and just feel them broaden out. Maybe even feeling the tips of your shoulders reaching in opposite directions, so that your heart is sitting right between the shoulders, right between the upper arms. And just allowing yourself to be in this proud position. Maybe feeling the air able to enter into your lungs with a bit more ease, with this straightening out. And then just bringing more and more of your awareness into your physical heart itself. Maybe feeling that unique rhythm that's beating within you. And you can always place one or both hands on top of the heart if you ever have trouble feeling that rhythm. Just encourage that from the outside of you as well. Reminding yourself that there is this gift that is pumping life into you every single moment of every single day. How this exact heart has been working for you, giving you life, giving you love, since before you were even breathing air. From the time you were in your mother's womb up to this exact moment. Reminding yourself that there's nothing in particular you've done to earn this heart. This is a pure gift. And we can show our appreciation, our gratitude for this gift simply by what we do with our life, by how we carry ourselves in the world, by what we share with the world, by how we love the people closest to us. And this heart has been through every single stage of your life with you and will continue to. This is your reminder of the worth of your life, of how much love you actually have right within you. And if you believe that we all come from the same source of energy, or all energy comes from the same place, then all of us have a direct connection to whatever that source may be, just through this heart that is pumping life into us. And if that source is love, then we have that direct connection to all the love that's ever existed. And we will all run into times where we forget that bounty, that wealth of love that we all have. And we may start to operate more from a place of lack, where we feel like we need more love, or we need to earn more appreciation. And that is natural. We will forget our power. It's just about when we remember our power, and that there is no need for you to go out and earn any more love, because you have a direct connection to all the love. And so we can flip that narrative to, instead of going out and earning more, we can go out and share more. Share the love that we already have. And just trusting that that will naturally allow it to multiply, to awaken that same love and truth in everyone else. And that is, I believe, a great way, or maybe the only way, we can really heal this world of ours. It's by just remembering our own power and living your life through that power, through that love, and just trusting that that will naturally awaken it in others and naturally spread outwards into whatever corners of the world we occupy. And just trusting that the work you are doing today and every day is of value. And you have something purposeful to offer this world. And there is no purpose too small. And just simply the joy you bring your parents can be a great purpose. Maybe the love you give to your animals. Anything at all. So I am going to read now something that I wrote, and you can just feel free to take with you anything that feels like it resonates, anything that feels helpful, and just not worrying about the rest, and just allowing your body to continue to soften, feel the hard things as well as the good things, and just allowing yourself to be in this space. So social media leads to compare and despair. You can't control responses to what you share. Your joy may come at the expense of someone else's, and your privilege is not a reward for what you've done. Being willfully ignorant about these privileges contributes to the pain and suffering of others. But acknowledging your privileges does not make you a bad person. In fact, it's necessary for conversation. There is no need to be guilty for being privileged. If guilt is present, you can channel that into action. And if you can hear these words, that is a privilege. And show gratitude for the privileges that you have. You do not have to be perfect to give advice, but you must be honest. As long as you are honest with yourself, you can be of service. Your story matters. It does not matter what your story is in order to matter. Whether a long, tough, dynamic story or the most basic cookie-cutter upbringing, it doesn't matter. Your story matters to someone. Your experiences and lessons learned are relevant to someone's life. There is no story unimportant to someone's ears. Even if you cannot relate to events in someone's life, there are always relatable lessons. All of us have different paths to the same destination. We all have different keys to the same doors. Sharing the keys you've found can help others into the rooms they're locked out of. It is okay to admit when you're wrong, and it is necessary to admit when you're wrong. You will be wrong. It is never too late to change. Words act as code. There are an infinite number of ways to say the same thing, the same lessons. Combinations of voice and words can never be done too many times. There is someone out there who needs to hear what you have to say. Your truth inspires others to share their truth. Acknowledging the pains of reality is the first step in healing the pains of reality. Everything you do is a choice, even if the choice is no choice. Indecision is still a decision. Speak what's on your heart over what's on your mind. Write what's on your mind to discover what's on your heart. Remember curiosity. Being offended says everything about you and nothing about the other. When you are offended, that is your cue to shut up, to listen, to feel, and to adjust. We project our inner world onto the outer world. If you want to see love, change, and growth, there are places you can look and see. If you want to see pain and suffering, there are places you can look and see. If you want to see reality, you must look at both. Do not focus on one side for too long. We must find our personal threshold for pain and suffering, while still able to acknowledge beauty, growth, and healing. Healing is the most beautiful thing. The process of acknowledging pain while remembering the love underneath. Healing is the act of showing ourselves our darkest parts while remembering even that is love. Underneath all of it is love. Feed the love. Pain and love exist at the same time. You have more power than you tell yourself. Your actions matter. Your inaction matters. You have the ability to change yourself, and you have the ability to change the world. You can just take the next few moments to just let everything that you've heard today settle. And just trusting that anything you heard today that really resonated or struck a chord with you in some way, that feeling can come when we hear on the outside what a part of us already knows to be true on the inside. So just letting those truths be enhanced within you, so you feel a little bit more trust with yourself and your own instincts. Trusting that you already know what you need to do. And there is nobody out there who can teach you more about yourself than what you can teach you about yourself. Especially when it comes to your desires, your purpose, and things that are specific to you and your journey. And all of us will get caught where we seek that advice from outside, or we think that maybe just the right book or just the right teacher can awaken this whole world within us. And that is true to some extent. We can have great things sparked from the outside, from outside of us. But ultimately, these are reminders of things that already existed inside of us. And so just giving yourself so much credit. You are smart and capable of living your life to the fullest. Trusting that any purpose that you have here on this earth, you will fulfill that purpose. You are already doing so. You do not need to make any drastic changes or become an entirely different person. You just need to remember who you already are and live your life as that person, as you. The answers to some of the deepest or most difficult questions we have are oftentimes incredibly simple and hiding in plain sight. You're just having some grace for yourself in whatever stage of this life you are in, whether you feel like a full moon and you feel bright and like you can give light to others in the darkness, or whether you feel like a new moon and you are hiding in the shadows and not sharing any light for the moment. We will all move through those phases just like the moon does, where we feel disconnected and maybe confused and in the dark, all the way to feeling bright and whole and purposeful and great, and all the different phases in between. And just remembering that the only constant in this life is change. Using that as a comfort to you if you're in a place that you would like to change, because it will. And also using that as permission for you to fully feel and soak in all the good things, if that's where you are. Because it won't last forever either. So if it feels like something you'd like to do today, you can just let your hands find each other in a prayer position toward heart center. And just feel this pulse of your heart, reminding yourself of your life and your love. And you can take a final deep and full breath into the body and just seeing yourself fill up to every corner and every edge of you. And as you need to, slowly letting all of it go. as you let your head gently bow, letting go of anything you're ready to let go of. And just taking this moment to bow to the source of energy that allows all of our hearts to beat, whatever you believe that to be. And bowing to everyone else in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. May this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights, and may you bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and to everyone that you see. Thank you.